Naoya Inoue is not just a boxer, he is a force that reshaped the balance of power between two proud fighting nations. Known as the monster, precision, speed, and ruthless finishing instinct. As Mexico long dominated the lower weight classes chins, Japan searched for a symbol strong enough to challenge that legacy. Inoue became that symbol. With every title defense, especially against Mexican champions, he carved a reputation that crossed borders. Fans began calling him the Mexican executioner, not out of disrespect, but out of awe. His knockouts were not reckless, they were surgical. Calm on the outside, predatory inside the ring, Inoue turned boxing into a form of violent art. This video revisits 5 moments where Naoya Inoue dismantled elite Mexican opponents on the biggest stages, proving that greatness is not loud. It is inevitable. On May 4th at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, the world expected dominance, but what unfolded was something far more dramatic. Naoya Inoue stepped into the ring as the undisputed super bantamweight champion, facing Ramon Cardenas, a dangerous challenger with power and belief. Record and the confidence of a man who believed this was his destiny. From the opening bell, tension filled the arena. Cardenas pressed forward behind a high guard, hunting for his left hook, while Inoue maintained composure, probing with jabs and angles. The crowd sensed danger early. Then, in a shocking moment, Cardenas landed a clean left hook that dropped Inoue, only the second knockdown of his career. Gasps echoed through the arena. The monster was human. But that knockdown did not break him. It awakened something darker. What separates legends from champions is not perfection, it is adjustment. After the knockdown, Inoue did not panic. He analyzed. He began changing angles, attacking the body, slipping just inches outside danger. Cardenas continued swinging with confidence, believing the upset was close. But with each exchange, Inoue's timing sharpened. His punches landed cleaner. His footwork tightened the ring. By the later rounds, the momentum had fully shifted. Inoue ripped hooks to the body, followed by crushing rights upstairs. Cardenas' guard began to collapse under pressure. By rounds 7 and 8, escape was impossible. Inoue unleashed a sustained assault that forced the referee to intervene. The crowd rose as the monster reclaimed control, not with rage, but with mastery. This fight reminded the world that knocking down a great fighter does not defeat him. It simply reveals how dangerous he becomes when tested. Few fights carried more national emotion than Naoya Inoue versus Luis Neri. Neri was not just another challenger. He was a villain in the eyes of Japanese fans. His history of failed drug tests, weight controversies, and brutal knockouts of Japanese legend Shinsuke Yamanaka made this bout deeply personal. Over 7 million viewers in Japan tuned in, demanding justice. Early in the fight, disaster struck again. Neri landed a massive left hook, knocking Inoue down for the first time in his career. Shock turned to silence. But what followed defined Inoue's legacy. Rising with cold focus, he stormed back with ferocity. In the following rounds, Inoue dismantled Neri piece by piece, breaking his defense, punishing his body, and overwhelming his spirit. By the 5th round, a vicious combination ended the fight. The monster had not only won, he had erased doubt. After the Neri fight, Inoue admitted something rare: emotion fueled his performance. He was not fighting only for belts, but for honor. That motivation translated into controlled brutality. His punches were faster. His counters sharper. Every exchange felt inevitable. Against Neri, Inoue showed the ability to survive chaos and still dominate. This was no longer just physical supremacy, it was mental warfare. Mexican fighters were known for resilience, but Inoue proved something terrifying: resilience alone is not enough against precision. His ability to punish mistakes instantly changed how opponents approached him. Fighters stopped pressing recklessly. They hesitated. And hesitation against Inoue is fatal. The Neri fight became a turning point. After that night, challengers no longer asked if Inoue could be beaten. They asked how long they could last. When Naoya Inoue faced Omar El Huracan Narvaez, he stepped into the ring with a future Hall of Famer. Narvaez held the WBO title and carried 27 successful defenses. Experience favored the champion. But experience meant nothing against timing. Inoue dropped Narvaez with a single explosive shot, then dropped him again moments later. The speed difference was shocking. Narvaez rose repeatedly, fueled by pride, only to be punished again. Inoue even broke his own hand during the assault, yet continued forward. The final blow was a brutal body combination that folded Narvaez to the canvas. The message was clear: pedigree does not protect you. After this fight, the boxing world understood something crucial: Inoue was not just winning titles. He was ending eras. In 2015, after recovering from injury, Inoue defended his title against David Carmona, a relentless Mexican challenger with a warrior's heart. Carmona came to fight, not survive. From the opening round, he pushed forward, absorbing punishment to deliver his own. But this style played directly into Inoue's strengths. Calm, balanced, and clinical, Inoue punished Carmona with counters every time he stepped in. The harder Carmona tried, the more damage he absorbed. Eventually, the accumulation became too much. A final sequence of precision shots ended the fight. Carmona never quit, but he had no answers. Against Inoue, courage without calculation only shortens the night. Ricardo Rodriguez entered the ring believing raw aggression could overwhelm Naoya Inoue. The Mexican contender was coming off a string of violent victories and carried himself with supreme confidence. From the opening bell, Rodriguez threw heavy punches with bad intentions, hoping to end the fight early. But against Inoue, power without precision is a trap. Instead of engaging recklessly, Inoue observed. He studied Rodriguez's foot placement, the timing of his swings, and the slight openings left behind after each attack. Slowly, the monster began to step just outside danger and counter with frightening accuracy. The left hook landed clean, once, twice, then again. Rodriguez was dropped, got up, and tried to fight back, but the pattern was set. Inoue's speed turned Rodriguez's aggression into predictability. Another knockdown followed, then another. By the third round, the referee had seen enough. This was not just a knockout, it was a technical dismantling, a reminder that intelligence always defeats chaos. Naoya Inoue's destruction of elite Mexican fighters carried meaning far beyond individual wins. For decades, Mexico had ruled the lighter weight divisions with pressure, toughness, and relentless offense. Fighters were taught to walk through fire and break opponents down over time. Inoue shattered that philosophy. He didn't retreat, he punished forward motion. His knockouts forced trainers and fighters worldwide to rethink strategy. No longer was bravery enough. No longer could fighters rely on chin and heart alone. Against Inoue, every mistake is final. His timing, balance, and shot selection created a new standard of efficiency. These knockouts echoed through boxing gyms across the globe, changing how fighters prepared and how opponents approached him. The monster did not just defeat champions, he exposed the limits of an entire fighting style. That is why his wins resonate so deeply. They represent evolution, not dominance alone. At his core, Naoya Inoue represents the highest form of boxing artistry. His fights are not brawls, they are calculated performances shaped by discipline, intelligence, and devastating precision. Every knockout is the result of preparation, timing, and understanding of human movement. Against Mexican champions known for toughness and pride, Inoue showed respect through excellence, not recklessness. He absorbed pressure, adapted under fire, and responded with brutal clarity. That is why his victories feel inevitable rather than lucky. Inoue does not chase knockouts, they come to him. His legacy is not built on hype, but on consistency at the highest level. When fans watch him fight, they are witnessing something rare: violence guided by control, power guided by purpose. This is why Naoya Inoue is not just called the monster. He is proof that boxing, at its peak, is not chaos. It is art.